We have a 1-land hand, which is unfortunate, but we can play Trailblazer, Sentinel's Eyes, Ethereal Armor. We're also on the draw here. It's risky, but I think that I'm going to keep this. Mostly because I have the turn 1 Trailblazer. And I have enough things to do with it. If I do get that second mana, though, we could be sitting pretty. Okay, blue. No surprises there. And we get the second land. We might want to consider actually holding up the Stave Off now that we have the option. We'll take a peek here at what color they're playing with blue. Izzet has gotten quite a bit more popular lately. But if it was Izzet, they would have had a snow-covered island. So it's either mono blue or Dimir would be my guess. Could still be many other things. Okay, we're going to put the Sentinel's Eyes onto the Trailblazer here and start attacking. The question is, do we want to also put the Ethereal Armor onto it? The risk in that is that they could hit it with a removal spell, or they would even have the aura up next turn. Fall from favor. So it might be worth slow playing this Stave Off. Next turn, play Ethereal Armor, start crashing in for real damage. If we play the Ethereal Armor now, we get a lot more damage in this turn, but it's quite risky. Okay, let's hope they go for Snuff Out here, and we can just Stave Off, do more damage. Oh, wonderful. It's going to be a lot of damage. Oh, they went for the secondary Snuff Out? That's 8 damage on those 2 spells. They go to 12. I think that's definitely correct, though, from the opponent's standpoint. Killing any creature in our deck is a pretty big deal. Sometimes we might have a hand with very few threats. We just happen to have a threat-heavy hand here. I'm thinking I'm going to play the Akroan Skyguard and then just pass. Okay, we have nothing we can do. We're tapped out here, so we can hit 6. Skip through the opponent's turn here. And we get another land, okay. The Ethereal Armor isn't going to allow us to do that much extra damage. We have the Sentinel's Eyes as well. Well, the Sentinel's Eyes would get quite big, but they have 3 mana up, 3 cards in hand. They could absolutely have a Spell Starter Sprite. Maybe we lead off with Sentinel's Eyes, see if they have the Spell Starter. Oh, they're going for the Snuff Out again, going to 8. We have no answer to that. I think we'll just play another Skyguard after this. Our Sentinel's Eyes is almost ready to be cast again. Hey, thanks for the follow. Welcome back. Oh, straight up counterspell for the Skyguard. Okay, nothing more we can do. We'll pass back. Okay, they have 1 card left in hand. Let's see how they scry. So, pretty much all the damage that the opponent has done to themselves through Snuff Out. That's pretty wild. 2 cards on the bottom with the Fairy Seer. We're just going to play Seeker of the Way here. And the Trailblazer, we might throw that onto the field afterwards. Trailblazer, oh, I was thinking, okay, so that's actually the wrong order. We want it to go the other way. We don't actually have an answer to the Spellstutter Sprite this way. Hey there, friendly farts. How you doing today? So this must be a ninja. And then they can hold up a Spellstutter Sprite again. Oh, well, that's wonderful news. Fantastic. Where are you going to go to school? All right, fantastic. All right, I'm going to put the Sentinel's Eyes onto the Trailblazer to start. See if this gets the Spellstutter Sprite out of their hand. Okay, that works. We don't really want to be casting anything else right now. The Benevolent Blessing has Flash. We can just hold it up if they get something better. I think that we... Yeah, we just attack. We have Vigilance, so we can block the Ninja on the way back. And we'll just hold up our mana so they can't counter our spell here. Okay, so we know they're 1 card in hand. They can only attack with the Fairy Seer here, but they decide not to. Cartouche of Solidarity. We could throw that out as a bait, and if they don't take it, we're just straight up doing more damage. If they do take it, we can throw out Ethereal Armor and force them to block, or better yet, put Benevolent Blessing onto the creature so that they wouldn't be able to block it at all. Would leave us open to a cast down. Okay, they're just letting the Cartouche resolve, so we'll just attack. They might as... No, they're not going to block at all. Okay. Okay, 2 cards in hand now. If they have Removal Spell, they're in pretty good shape, actually. We don't cast the Benevolent Blessing, we would just be running right into their Sprite. It might have been correct to play the Ethereal Armor to see if they would bite, but if I'm patient, then I can play through a Removal Spell. I probably should have attacked with the Warrior as well, but the attack with the Warrior will be better next turn anyway. I'm going to go ahead and cycle the Secluded Steppe now, just in case I draw a land with it. I'll have the 2 mana I need for the Benevolent Blessing regardless. Oh, another Benevolent Blessing. Don't mind if I do. Okay, they're just passing back again. Makes sense. We're fine with this pattern. Sentinel's Eyes. Okay. We can put the Sentinel's Eyes onto the warrior, so we have 2 lethal threats. We just started game 1 of match 1. Okay, here's Agony Warp. Okay, so that's going to kill the warrior and reduce the Trailblazer so it no longer has lethal. Oh yeah, maximum entertainment. Alright, so if we cast Sentinel's Eyes onto the Trailblazer, we no longer have Benevolent Blessing ready to go. But they would almost be forced to run out the Spellstutter Sprite. The thing is, they have 2 cards in hand, so they could have Fall from Favor, and this play is worse against Fall from Favor. I'm just going to attack, put them to 1 basically. And continue to hold up the Benevolent Blessing. Okay, so they got their we got their fairy off the board, so we can play the Blessing now without worrying about counterspell, or specifically that the Spellstutter Sprite. Okay, so here's a Spellstutter Sprite coming out. I could cast the Benevolent Blessing in response. That would protect the Benevolent Blessing from a secondary Spellstutter Sprite, but it doesn't play around counterspell. And if they have another removal spell ready to go, that's not going to work out too well either. Continue the holding pattern for now. Okay, another Cartouche. That'll get us another attacker. We could do with a 1/1 token, why not? If we had another land, I would not have bothered, but okay, it looks like opponents had enough here. Now, how are we going to deal with this? We have Gutshot, which can kill their fairies. We have Sacred Cat, so that we can bring more creatures into the deck. I definitely like that. Sacred Cat is also fairly good against Spellstutter Sprite. We might want to bring in another source of removal. They're going to have Gurmag Angler, which is going to be a creature that could potentially be bigger than ours. I do like the Gutshots, though, as a way to get rid of some of the fairies. I might not be able to keep them, though. So, because we're playing against Dimir, we want to keep all of our protection effects. Benevolent Bodyguard, Stave Off, Benevolent Blessing. This is the match that these cards are in the deck for. So what can we trim? I like the Cartouche. It also kind of plays around Edicts, which they're going to be playing. Sentinel's Eyes is pretty nice against their Ninja, being able to attack and defend. Journey to Nowhere is okay against Ninja. Is Heroic in the same vein as Bogles and Infect? Yes, very similar. So I think I have to trim some of the other auras. Besides the Benevolent Blessing, for example. I want to keep my creatures because they're going to have so many removal spells. And we're going to go with this, or do we cut out Gutshot? I want to keep my Cartouche of Solidarities. Alright. So yeah, we're looking to build up a large creature and smash him in the face with it. We have several spells to kind of like protect the queen, as it were. This hand has no creatures, we have to mull. Okay, this hand is fine. Just fine. We have one of our best turn 1 plays, Benevolent Bodyguard, which will protect future play. Sacred Cat, this is fantastic. Let's see here. What do we even throw from this hand? It's also good. I like the Deftblade Elite as a way to get rid of their Faeries, especially if I can give it First Strike. So we might actually get rid of Seeker of the Way here. Keep our 1/1 utility creatures and the Sacred Cat. Okay, because we're not playing a hero for the first couple turns, I'm going to start with Sacred Cat. Get a creature out that they don't really want to kill. Okay, so they have their Swamp online. Remember, last time they used 3 Snuff Out against us. Ooh, a Skyguard. We're going to want Bodyguard out before we put Skyguard out. We'll start with an attack with Sacred Cat. Hey, Burakima, how you doing? Playing a bit of Pauper today. So yeah, we'll... Are you working? Work. I do that sometimes too. Okay, so they let the Bodyguard resolve. We have the option of playing Deftblade Elite here. But that might be going into a counterspell. They could still be like holding Spellstutter Sprite. I think they would have used it on the Bodyguard if they had it. Let's put out the Elite as well. And we might get super punished here if they have like, what is that card called? Suffocating Fumes, I think. Smothering Vapors, something like that. Oh yeah, Pauper has changed a lot in the last little while. Ever since the release of Commander Legends, there's been quite an upheaval. But even before that, there's been a lot of really good Magic cards coming out in the last few sets, so it's no surprise that several of them have been featured in Pauper. Okay, so they're just passing the turn, but the card I'm scared of, I believe, is actually an instant. So they might even still have it and be waiting for me to like put out a Skyguard or something. And Benevolent Bodyguard isn't going to save anybody from that. Two mana. Okay, so it's not what I was worried about. And they're killing the Benevolent Bodyguard, so we have a replacement for it. This is all fine. I don't think they would have done that if they had the sweeper, so I'm going to play out my 2 spells. Bodyguard first, so if they have a Snuff Out, I can protect my Skyguard. Ooh. Yeah, that would have been way better. You're right. We missed a point of damage because of that. And those points add up. Oh no. Oh no. They did have it. Alright, they have 4 cards in hand. We're on Sacred Cat. Okay, we're just going to pass so we can hold up Benevolent Blessing. We have the Sentinel's Eyes we can throw onto it next turn. Putting Sentinel's Eyes onto it this turn doesn't really mean much. Can't attack with it yet. Oh, here's the Gurmag Angler. So we're going to need the Benevolent Blessing to give the Sacred Cat Pro Black so we can attack through it. Oh, and we just played into the Snuff Out. Alright, a lot of mistakes this game. Do not believe we're going to find any way to come back. Actually, now that I think about it, we have Journey to Nowhere. So we could find that in the top couple cards. Mono Black Land Destruction. Nice. I heard that that deck has been winning in no ban list Pauper. They get him to Turak and Sinkhole. Oh, second Gurmag Angler seals it. For sure. Yeah, sometimes that's what we're about. When you play mono black, you're all about the opponent suffering. So we get the play here. That's a good thing. 2-land hand. We have a bodyguard. We don't have any other creature, which is awkward. Fairly good hand otherwise. We might be able to draw to a creature, but that's pretty risky. Gruul, Convoke. I mean, Gruul is actually really good right now. This hand is also really good. Alright, I'm going to open that lick and I'm going to take a look at that later. So let's see here. We can either start it with the Cat or the Trailblazer. Cat is the one that's going to be attacking right away. Trailblazer is going to be better on like turn 3 or something because we're going to play Seeker of the Way turn 2. Yeah, that's why tournaments have assigned matchups. That's how people that play mono black land destruction get matches. Because none of their friends want to play. Okay, so how did the Ponder go? Chose to shuffle. And, ooh, we get a Stave Off. A little bit awkward now. We want to play the Seeker of the Way. We can't hold up Stave Off yet. Okay, we'll just play our bear. It's just a 2/2 for 2. Don't worry about it. And another island, so we don't need to worry about Snuff Out yet. They could, at this point, have Spellstutter Sprite. So if we play Sentinel's Eyes, they could counter that. We would still get the trigger out of the Seeker of the Way, though. That might be worthwhile. Okay, there's the sprite. Yeah, they don't block any of this. Their future Spellstutter sprites would be better this way. We could play the Trailblazer here. That would mean we wouldn't have Stave Off available, though. I'm going to get the Trailblazer under a Spellstutter sprite. Let's go. I think Stave Off will be more important later. Oh, I was so excited when I found out Seeker of the Way was playable in Pauper. I went out and bought 4 of the promos. Okay, this looks like a ninja. We can't do anything about that if that's the fact. But that is tapping out. If they don't draw Swamp out of this, they're going to be pretty disappointed. Okay, so they did get it. Terramorphic Expanse. They're going to have access to Snuff Out now. Benevolent Blessing. Okay, that's cool. So what are we going to do here? We don't have access to Sentinel's Eyes out of the graveyard yet. We have Journey to Nowhere. We could hit the Ninja with Journey. I don't mind that, but we have the Trailblazer just to block it. So maybe we just hold up Benevolent Blessing, attack for 3. I suppose, but we just have infinite blocks right now with the Trailblazer. And that would tap us out, so they'd be able to start hitting our creatures with removal spells. That's exactly it. Okay, well, we might be seeing some of that removal right now. No, another island. No Snuff Out. That's really weird. I thought for sure they were going to go for a swamp there. Okay, there it is. They already had it in hand. And no attacks. And Sacred Cat off the top. Okay, I think that we can probably just do the same attack again. And if they want to trade their Ninja for our Seeker, that's fine. Okay, they're going to take the damage, and we'll be able to replay our cat. They do have Spellstutter Sprite. Do we want to play the cat into the Sprite? And they have 7 whole cards in hand, too. I'd like some more lands, deck. Maybe 1 more land. This is definitely an interesting game of chicken here. Who blinks first? Opponent Thank you, deck. Opponent definitely has the advantage as far as mana goes right now. Okay, we just get in for 2. Fantastic. They're at 8 now. I'm wondering if I even want to pull the trigger on my Sacred Cats yet. Because as long as I don't do anything, I'm getting in for damage and I'm protecting my creatures. Having access to both Stave Off and Benevolent Blessing in the same turn is pretty cool. But we are going to have to be careful of those Spellstutter Sprites and counterspells. Definitely would be a little bit easier if they didn't have that ninja on the table, but they're not really doing much with it. Alright, so they chose not to shuffle with a Ponder, so they definitely got at least one good card out of it. Okay, thank you, deck. We're good on lands now. All the mana and all the spells. Yeah, difficult position to be in. I mean for us. Trying to play around all the mana and all the spells. Okay, if they're going for the block, let's get the ninja off the table. Okay, now we do have access to Sentinel's Eyes here, but that would be Spellstutter Sprite, and then we would lose the Sacred Cat in the graveyard. Is this the Sprite? Tapping off black? Yep. Yes, Sprite is incredible in this matchup. Almost all of our spells cost 1, and the ones that don't cost 2. So Spellstutter Sprite basically counters the entire deck. If I play the other Sacred Cat, I only have access to Stave Off, but as is, I only have access to one of these spells anyways. So I'm going to play the other cat. The other option would have been to play the Eyes onto the Trailblazer, but I'm more interested in going wide here. They only have 1 blocker and 8 life, so if I can just hit in for 1 damage here, 1 damage there, we'll get there eventually. That's the hope. Okay, they're just going to go ahead and cast another Spellstutter Sprite. So they were waiting for us to cast something better. This Fall from Favor. Yep. We'll Stave Off. I don't want them to get the Monarch, so we're going to cast Stave Off in response instead of waiting. We could also cast it during the end step, and that would cause the aura to fall off. But at that point, opponent would already have the Kajigit. Alright, so we have the Benevolent Blessing, which will get the Fall from Favor to fall off, but like I said before, they do have the Monarch now. Okay, so we have Benevolent Bodyguard, Benevolent Blessing, and Journey to Nowhere, as well as Sentinel's Eyes. We have a lot of things we can do. Opponent's at 8 life. We could put Benevolent Blessing onto a Sacred Cat, as well as Sentinel's Eyes, and start attacking for 2 with protection from blue. We could play Journey to Nowhere on one of the Spellstutter Sprites, put Sentinel's Eyes onto one of the cats, and take the Monarch away. We might want to play Benevolent Bodyguard in that line so that we can protect from a removal spell, like Snuff Out. I would like to keep the Benevolent Blessing for an untap of the Trailblazer, but that might not be an option. Alright, we're going to lead with Journey here, get one of the spell stutters off the board. We can attack, and if they have a removal spell, we can give one of our cats Pro Black. No, we should probably play Bodyguard and Sentinel's Eyes. And then we can use the Bodyguard to turn the Fall from Favor off of the creature later if we still choose to. And what do they do here? Do they just take all this damage? Because if they block with Spellstutter Sprite, they can't take the Monarch back. Okay, this makes sense. We get him for 3, take the Monarch, get to draw an extra card. We have Benevolent Bodyguard up. This is a fairly decent spot. Looks like we'll probably be trading the Monarch back and forth for the next couple turns. But I think the game is going to end fairly soon, one way or the other. I do have an impressive board, but opponent has 6 cards in hand. So who knows what they're going to do on this turn. I'm just glad I have the Bodyguard up, so I can stop one thing. Oh, here's an Augur of Bolas. That's not a thing I can interact with. It does block my Sacred Cat fairly well. Okay, they got Ponder. Okay, so opponent has 4 mana left. 6 cards in hand. They use 1 for Ponder. Okay. So while their hand is still flush full of options, they are starting to become constrained on mana for this turn. Let's see here. No, they do not shuffle. Okay. So the question is, do I want to untap the Trailblazer this turn? That takes the Benevolent Bodyguard out of service, which is a little bit risky. But it lets me start attacking with a pair of creatures. It's so risky, though. I'm going to untap here. And then I can attack with Sacred Cats. I'm going to hold up my protection. Ooh, a Sentinel's Eyes. So they probably have another Spellstutter Sprite ready to go. But if I cast Sentinel's Eyes, then I might be able to get a Benevolent Blessing off. Okay. It's so funny that the Sacred Cats are doing this much work. Let's move to combat, see if we can take that Monarch back. I expect them to be blocking one of them here. Okay, do they have the removal spell for the other one? No, we get to take the Monarch back and do damage. Okay. We're going to keep up mana for Benevolent Blessing, pass the turn. Get Deftblade Elite, okay. Deftblade Elite would have been fantastic this game, being able to kill a fairy here or there. Especially if we had been able to put, like, Sentinel's Eyes onto it. Hello? Phylaxian, how's it going? Glad to hear it. Just playing a little bit of Pauper here. We're on game 3 of match 1 against the Biologist. been a very tense match. Difficult match for Heroic, to be sure. All right, well, go ahead and let us know what your two commanders are. I personally am not very experienced with the format, but I'd love to hear what you're thinking about. Okay, so they did the Brainstorm with Evolving Wilds. They have 7 cards left in hand, and it looks like they're passing the turn back to us. Of course, with the attack with the Spellstarter Sprite, so they can take the Monarch away. No surprise there. We are at 30 life, somehow. The Sacred Cats with lifelink, very nice. Opponent at 3 life now. I think that we might... Oh! Yeah, I don't have links set up for everybody yet. It's pretty much just a few people that can post links. Go ahead and throw up the 2 commanders, though, so that we can check that out first. I'm just wondering if I move in for the untap. They only have 3 life, so they can't snuff out, and we have Benevolent Blessing. So yeah, I'm going to go for the untap here on the Trailblazer. Nice. Love it. That's cool. I like it. All right, we're going to untap here. We have just under 5 minutes left on our clock. Planes, deck. I told you. I'm fine with the number of planes. Thank you for giving us 4. We didn't need the 5th. Let's see here. I think we're just going to go ahead and attack. I don't want to put out the Blessing and get blown out. We're going to play the Deftblade Elite. Splinter Twin combos, yeah. Okay, let's start with Skyguard. They might Spellstutter that. They don't. Okay, we'll play Deftblade Elite. We have 2 mana left up for Benevolent Blessing. We're doing okay. Highlander. Yeah, so Highlander is, there's like 2 things about that. Highlander was just another name for EDH. So in one sense, it's exactly the same thing. But there's also another format called Canadian Highlander. So nowadays, some people might call... Oh, really? Oh, I didn't realize that it was that different. I thought it was the same thing. But yeah, there is also Canadian Highlander, which is another format, which uses a point-based system to build your deck. Okay, so opponent has a ton of mana again and 6 cards in hand. We are going to have to be careful about our Benevolent Blessing here. We only need to get 1 creature past all these blue dudes. So if we can get them to tap out, then we're pretty good. Remember, Deftblade Elite is also going to be provoking one of their creatures, forcing them to block it specifically. And if they don't attack here, then we're keeping the Monarch, and that would be pretty good too. I'm wondering, do we even trade here? Because now we have an extra attacker in the air, and we don't have to potentially worry about the Monarch thing. This is actually a difficult decision. So little time left on the clock. We're going to let them take the Monarch back so we can have the extra flyer to attack with. They do have the Fairy Seer, though, in order to block. But we can get the Fairy Seer to block the Deftblade Elite. We have 2 Benevolent Blessings now. So we're going to be able to run through a couple of their removal spells. We're going to put the Cartouche onto the Skyguard. And then we'll get the Fairy Seer to block the Deftblade Elite. And we have double the Benevolent Blessing in order to get through the removal spells. The Cartouche itself doesn't need to resolve. We have the Heroic trigger to get the Skyguard to be lethal. But if they get another Spellstutter Sprite down, the Deftblade Elite can't force both of them to block. Just over 3 minutes left on our clock. Okay, they let the Heroic trigger resolve. What about the Cartouche? Cartouche resolves as well. Alright, let's move in for attacks. Attack with everything. And basically, if anything hits besides the Trailblazer, they're dead. Okay, so they're moving. Making a move. This is Agony Warp. We can Benevolent Blessing Pro Blue. And that would give a creature unblockable. Okay, so this one, they're killing the Elite and making the Skyguard --. Alright, let's try this. See if we can get a Benevolent Blessing to stick. Okay, Pro Blue. Okay, we don't care about the Elite anymore. Okay, so they have all the blocks, but they only have 1 black mana up. Here's a Snuff Out. And Pro Black. Okay. Alright, no land here, so don't have to think about it. We have them all. I'm going to take a quick second here, though, to look at standings. Okay, I thought I recognized their name, but I don't see them on the list. Ouch, look at all those lands, though. This is terrible. I think that a random 5 is probably better. Found Pauper Oops All Spells. That sounds cool. Oh man, deck. What are you doing to me here? We have to put, what, 2 cards back right now? Yeah, I think so. We have lands, creatures, and spells, but it's like really, really bad. I want to get rid of, I think, Seeker of the Way and Sentinel's Eyes. Yeah, a lot. I don't even know what I would pitch here. Okay, so we need to keep the land and at least 1 Deftblade Elite. I like Hyena Umbra with Deftblade Elite because it gives a first strike. So I probably want to keep Benevolent Blessing just because it's like the best card in the deck. So maybe I pitch Sentinel's Eye, Seeker of the Way. That was just terrible though. Oh well. This is one of the problems with these types of decks, like Bogles and Infect. You can get very awkward combinations of the cards that you want. So nothing quite lines up properly. And that's one of the reasons why Bogles isn't the top deck in the format. Aye, it's very true. When you're looking to put 3 things together, specifically lands, creatures, and spells, but enchantments in this case, when you have something uneven, it just doesn't work. Okay, opponent's playing a Night's Whisper here. Bloodfell Caves, Swamp, Night's Whisper. Interesting start. Ooh, we get a Plains off the top. So we're going to play Bodyguard and Elite. We could play Elite with Hyena Umbra on it immediately, but I think it would be better to play the Bodyguard so we can give the Elite protection. But Hyena Umbra, fantastic card to pair with Deftblade Elite. The Ethereal Armor, even better. If you can put like a bunch of minor auras onto a hero and then just put 1 Ethereal Armor onto Deftblade Elite, Elite becomes a repeatable removal spell. Okay. Don't often see Rakdos. I wonder if they're playing the fabled Pauper MtG. Are they splashing red in a mono black control list for Lightning Bolt, Terminate, and Lightning? Provoke should come back. It's a really cool mechanic. Okay, it looks like they're holding up 3 mana, and they're going to pass the turn. Interesting. Okay. Let's see here. I think we put Hyena Umbra onto the Deftblade Elite. If they try and kill it in response, we can give her protection. Either way, we're getting in for 2 to 3 damage. And then we can maybe play a secondary Deftblade Elite after that. We could also like hold up Benevolent Blessing, but Blessing on 1/1s just doesn't seem very good. Let's put an Umbra onto our soldier. So Provoke allows our creature, when it attacks... Okay, so here comes a Searing Blaze. We're going to protect our creature. Protection from red. Sorry about that. I just got distracted by magic. So yeah, we attack with a creature, and then I'm able to target one of the opponent's creatures. That creature will untap and must block the Elite. And then Deftblade Elite also has a secondary ability where you pay 2 mana, and prevent all damage done to it and all damage done by it. So you let the first strike damage resolve, and then you tap 2 mana so that the Deftblade Elite doesn't take any damage. We're just going to use the 1 button to pass priority here, as if we have something to do with our 1 mana. Attack with our 2/2. Yeah, I was really impressed by it the first time I realized that was a thing. We'll play Deftblade Elite and hold up Benevolent Blessing. Blessing a little bit worse against the opponent's deck. They're going to be having red and black removal spells, so Benevolent Blessing isn't going to be a protection from everything for the rest of the game. Pauper has some cool stuff going on. Oh, glad you think so. It's the format that got me back into Magic. Okay, here's Blightning. So we have to discard 2 cards. Okay, so we might as well cast Benevolent Blessing in response to the Blightning here. We're going to lose it anyway. The question is, where do we cast it? If we cast it on the Deftblade Elite that already has the Umbra, then it's going to be doubly hard to destroy. They might have to go ahead and just hit it right away. If they hit it right away, the Umbra falls off, but we get to keep the Blessing, I think, because of the way the Umbra works. Yeah, if we could just get rid of Tron, this format would be so much more fun. Same kind, okay, cast down. Same kind of thing happened before with the posts, the Locust lands. So I think we give it pro-black, but pro-red might be better. Pro-red or pro-black? I mean, the mana's even here. Spells are that they've shown us are a little bit more pro on the black side here, but they had a double red Searing Blaze. I'm gonna go black. Ooh, Ethereal Armor. Don't mind if I do. We're going to put the armor onto the Deftblade Elite that has Pro Black. Which is common? Yeah, everything. Everything you see here. Even if it says, you know, like it has an uncommon symbol, it was printed at some point as a common, so it's legal. There are quite a few cards that a lot of us think of as uncommon because we've seen it printed uncommon so many times. But, you know, way back when. Yep. The 2 lands that are important, the ones that gain life and the ones that produce obscene amounts of mana, they're both common. I think only the one that produces mana is banned, but I can't recall. I mean, there's no real point in playing the other one, right? If we don't have the mana-producing ones. Okay, opponent has 5 cards in hand. All the mana available. Ooh, we draw Bodyguard. Do we play Bodyguard before we attack? I don't think so. I think we still attack first. They would just play like their Lightning Bolt anyways if they had it. Okay, here's a cast down. Nothing we can do about that. Wouldn't have used the Bodyguard to save that one anyway. Only really interested in this 3/3. And we can get the Bodyguard on, then we have it pro-red, but this might be another Searing Blaze coming at us. Oh no, it's not! I thought when they fetched the land there that we were going to get hit with Searing Blaze. They had red up. Whew. Dodge a bullet. With Bodyguard up, Deftblade Elite has protection from Lightning Bolt. Another land from the opponent. Looks like they have something here. Oh, okay. A 5/2 with trample. My guy's pro black. So these guys... Well, I do have first strike, so that's fine. I know, right? Very surprising. My hand was horrible. Okay, we get planes. We could force this dude to block the Deftblade Elite and just kill him, and then we can take the Monarch with the Benevolent Bodyguard. Yes, we choose to use this ability. We have first strike. And we take the Monarch. Okay, that went very well. Let's pass and draw a card. Thank you for the Monarch, opponent. Okay, Mortuary Mire, putting the Commodore back on top of their library. Yes, that's correct. Only combat damage. So you have to... Oh. Huh. Okay, so they have these things forever? Okay. We can keep on doing this dance for a little while. Oh, they have something here. Searing Blaze. Okay, so we're going to give our dude pro red. Apparently they don't have the Commander Legends up on MTG bot yet. Can you see that there? Okay, so we could kill the Commander here and then play Skyguard, but we're not going to be able to get the Monarch back. That's a little bit of a hassle. And we're going to leave the land in hand, so that we can bluff having something. Keep the hand in land. Yep. You got another chump blocker. Congratulations. Oh, it looks like they got something. Did they draw? Yeah, they drew another Searing Blaze. We can't protect our creature again. So we lose it and everything with it. We do have a flyer, though, with Stave Off, so we can take the Monarch turn after turn. We aren't winning this race, but we get to draw a card with a Monarch. So if we get good enough draws between this and the card we draw for turn, maybe we can do 6 damage in one shot. Ah, oh, planes. Come on, deck. All right. Well, it was close anyway. I guess I go block next turn. Oh, oh, really? Opponent casts Night's Whisper. Going down to 4. So you're saying there's a chance. I really hope that Night Whisper is the death of them. Come on, deck. Give me something good. brutal. Okay, discard those lands. Oh, and they have trample, so we're just dead. No reason to show him the Stave Off. Okay. So it's a red-black kind of mid-range, I guess. Red-black control. Might be on the side of red-black control. They're going to have lots of removal spells. And a couple of creatures to give them the Monarch. So we're going to want Sacred Cat to give us extra creatures. Hallow would actually work versus Searing Blaze and Lightning Bolt. So we're going to need to take out some of our auras. We're going to want to be fairly creature heavy. Cartouche is one of the better ones. Oh, we come into this, we have this problem every time. Amazing Value versus Blaze. Yeah, I'm going to want to keep the Bodyguard for sure. The Blessing is a little bit less strong than it would be normally, but being able to get 2 blessings onto a single creature would be backbreaking. Let's take out one of the Sentinel's Eyes, one of the Ethereal Armor, one of the Cartouche of Solidarity, and then what? Maybe one of the Deftblade Elite? Oh, we're bringing in creatures here. Oh, yeah. I didn't think of that. I was just thinking like the 3 life from the creature, but yeah. Save your creature, gain 6 life. That sounds great. I'm in for that. Okay, deck is really teasing us here. Refusing to give us a good hand for this opponent. So we're going to have to mulligan down to 5 again. Okay, this is keepable. Unfortunately, our Trailblazer is extremely vulnerable, but if we can get to turn 2 and put the Umbra on it, then we're doing okay. So we have to get rid of 2 cards. We'll get rid of, I think, Steppe and Plains. And they can't kill Trailblazer turn 1, so we should be fine. Actually, there is one spell they could have. They could have Snuff Out. Well, Basic Mountain, no Snuff Out. So we're going to be able to do what we want. And what we want is to put Hyena Umbra on it. And then we'll put the Cartouche of Solidarity on it because that's more damage since we're getting the 1/1 creature to start attacking with from next turn. And it will also protect our Trailblazer from sacrifice effects. They could have like Lightning Bolt Verdict, but if they have it all, they have it all. Oh, they might even have it. Oh, it's just a Thermal Alchemist. Phew. Whew. I thought I was in trouble for a second there. That was Edict. I was probably just going to scoop. All right, we're going to cycle the Secluded Steppe, see what we find. I'm looking for spells here. Seeker of the Way, cool. Let's put Sentinel's Eyes onto the Trailblazer. And see if they dare to block. No, they just take 6. Trailblazer is only safe from a single black removal spell. Oh, that's neat. Filigree Familiar, cute. Ooh, Benevolent Blessing, though. That's really good. It won't prevent the Filigree Familiar from blocking it, but it does mean that we can protect Trailblazer from a secondary spell. And with all of its toughness, if we just put Pro Black onto it, it's going to be almost impossible for them to kill it. On the other hand, if we Pro Red, they can't block, so... The question is, do we want to put the Benevolent Blessing onto the Trailblazer now, or should we try and, like, hold up? We could also put Seeker of the Way down, because they're going to need double removal spell to kill the Trailblazer. And if I put a Seeker down, then we can start getting damage in. Yo, Dr. Stacks, thanks for joining us. Just saw your message. I've been pretty focused on what's going on in the match. We're fighting something of a rogue deck here. Looks like Rakdos. It's looking more and more like Rakdos Midrange. They got their Thermal Alchemist plus whatever. Okay, here's a Searing Blaze killing Seeker of the Way. Oh, you should have seen the last match. Last match was nuts. Okay, so... what do we got here? I still don't really want to put Benevolent Blessing on red. It does get us through these creatures, though, so that we only have to hit twice. And we have the Hyena Umbra to protect us from one black removal spell. So I think it's worth the risk to put the Blessing onto Trailblazer red and hope that they can't deal with the Hyena Umbra. So you got, oh, that looks like a lot of good blue cards. You're just missing Fall from Favor. Counterspell. Would you play with the Spell Stutter Sprites, or would you want to go for the Delvers? Nice. Which counterspells are you using, though? Ice Age, Tempest, what you got? Alright, so opponent needs to do a ton of damage this turn, but with two Thermal Alchemists, they can do a lot, depending on how many removal spells they got going. I don't think Blightning's going to do it, though. I haven't actually counted, but what if they have Lightning Bolt to go with this? We don't need to wait. We can just let them do it because we have no responses. So let's see here. This puts us to 7. Then Lightning Bolt puts us to 4. This puts us to 2. Okay, so we're fine through that. If they had Fire Blast... Okay, nice. Got there. Now we're going to have to do it hard mode on the draw. I don't think I actually want to change anything, though, about the sideboarding. So we'll just go ahead and submit. All right, so we're going to mulligan again. See if we can stick at 6, or if we have to fall to 5. Okay, we can keep this. It's not great, but it's keepable. We're going to hope to draw a 1-drop here. If we can get that Trailblazer, that would be the perfect card off the top. Okay, okay. The real trick here is what do we play, if anything, on turn 2? We might want to just play nothing turn 2 and then Skyguard turn 3 so that we can protect it with Stave Off and Hallow. Just throwing a creature down here seems foolhardy. I don't really want to lose my Skyguard to a lightning bolt if I can help it. Okay, Blightning. So we're gonna have to discard 2 cards. I want to keep one of my lands. Probably want to keep Skyguard, so maybe I'll discard Seeker of the Way land. Of course, deck giving me an extra land off the top. 4 is enough. Thank you, deck. Don't need any more from here. Ooh, that's a neat one. That's a really cool card. I don't think I've seen that yet. You get to scry every time you prowess. That seems great. Ooh, Ethereal Armor. Don't mind if I do. A little bit weak right now, but we can find another aura off the top. We're going to start doing some damage. And it has first strike, so it can basically block this card forever. But I think that we want to be doing damage, not holding back and blocking. Could be wrong, but that's usually what our deck wants to do. We're generally the beatdown. Opponent seems way more control than us. Okay, cast down. So we're going to Stave Off. And they scry to the bottom. Okay, our Skyguard is out of range of most damage spells, so at this point, Hallow's not going to be as effective as it could have been otherwise. But it really lowers the cards that the opponent is working with to kill our creature. They need more cast down. And if they had double bolt, for example, we would be able to blow them out with a Hallow. Oh my gosh. Okay, no, the lightning bolt's going for us here. I'm wondering, do we want to go ahead and Hallow this lightning bolt? Probably not, right? We want to just, like, save it. We're not dead yet. I thought for a second there that we were going to get them on double bolt. That would have been cool. Oh no, Grimag Angler. Okay. That's a big threat. We get Deftblade Elite. Oh, Deftblade Elite! That blocks Grimag Angler forever. That's really good. Thank you, deck. And we have the perfect amount of lands right now to be able to cast Hallow and activate the Deftblade Elite. Thank you. I thought so too. Very lucky top deck. Wow, I am really surprised. Oh no. Oh, cast down on the Elite too. They didn't even go for the Skyguard. Okay. Nothing we can do about it. And that allows them to continue attacking. I was just looking at the time that I've been playing. This is match 2, and we're at an hour and 25 minutes into the league. I would have figured that Heroic would have been a much faster deck, but we're spending quite a bit of time thinking through our plays, considering multiple lines, and our opponents are doing the same thing. Yep. They do win this race. We have one more turn here to draw something good. Okay. That's terrifying. I think that I have to keep everything back here. I just can't win the race, so I have to play control, unfortunately. Trailblazer can block the Prophet, or rather, the other way around. Trailblazer blocks Angler, Skyguard blocks Prophet. Okay, they have Blightning. So we will cast Hallow at the Blightning. And we'll gain the life instead of losing it, and we have no cards in hand, so we discard nothing. Yeah, not as good as it could have been if we had hit a Searing Blaze, but it means they spent 3 mana and traded 1 for us to gain 3 life. Definitely a better trade than nothing. I expect them to only attack with Gurmag Angler here. So do we chump? I think we have to, because we're dead to Lightning Bolt if we don't. Okay, that's no good. Let's cycle. Come on, deck. Alright, we're going to pass. We can take 1 hit from the Angler. That will make us dead to Lightning Bolt, but we have to keep our Skyguard, because we're just dead otherwise. I know, right? But that's magic. We had a really great top deck with the Deftblade Elite, but it got cast down. And now we're 1 spell away. Looks like they have another Gurmag Angler here. Yeah. We're well and truly dead. Oh. Cartouche, you say? Maybe we're not quite dead. We're only mostly dead. If that Skyguard had Vigilance, we would have won. If it had been Sentinel's Eyes instead of Ethereal Armor, we've been doing so much better. That's neither here nor there. Opponent has 2 cards in hand. If they have any instant, we're dead. But if they don't, okay, we're at 2. Thermo Alchemist, okay. We need what? Oh, they gain 2 life too, so I don't think we even win with Ethereal Armor here. Another Skyguard. All right, GG opponent. Both teams fought hard. Let's see, if we play Skyguard, they just have too many attackers. So yeah, we die. Don't really like this hand. Too many lands. This hand is great. Get rid of one of the elites. Play the other elite. Now, playing the Akroan Skyguard on turn 2 is going to be risky. We won't have any protection for it. So we're really going to have to depend on what the opponent is playing here. If they play Forest, we definitely play the Skyguard, but that's a Mountain. So playing the Skyguard is a huge risk against Mountain. Would have liked Benevolent Bodyguard last turn, but we can play the Benevolent Bodyguard this turn so we can get the Skyguard out the turn after. Okay, nice. That worked out okay. Get rid of one of their removal spells on the Deftblade Elite. This is an amazing removal spell, by the way. Scred is one of the best removal spells in the whole format. And we get to keep our Bodyguard. Unfortunately... Okay, no. They don't have the mana for Spellstutter Sprite here. So we're good to go on the Skyguard now. Ooh, Trailblazer, huh? That's a good option, too. We could Trailblazer, put Ethereal Armor onto it. Trailblazer might actually be better than Skyguard here. Because we can resolve the Ethereal Armor past a Spellstutter Sprite. Normally, flying can be very, very strong, giving our creatures evasion. But, oh, okay, Scred going after the Benevolent Bodyguard here. So our Trailblazer is now vulnerable to Fall from Favor. We do have the Benevolent Blessing, though, to untap it at a later turn. All right, let's see. Are they playing a Ninja here? Nope. Oh, and they're just going to end the turn. Okay. Well, the Benevolent Blessing has Flash, so we will attack for 2 and pass the turn. We win this race. Augur of Bolas. Okay, they're keeping 2 mana up. So they have Counterspell and Spellstutter Sprite ready to go. Okay, Counterspell is actually factually in their hand. And the Augur of Bolas is pretty good at blocking the Trailblazer. If we target it with anything, we're still going to get the heroic trigger, though. Sentinel's Eyes, for example. I really hate tapping off the Benevolent Blessing, though. Cool thing about Sentinel's Eyes is we can cast it twice. Okay, we are vulnerable to Fall from Favor now, but we're going to keep a single white mana up to pretend that we have a spell to protect us. Expect to see the Fairy Seer come in. Okay, we get Plains. Very nice. All right, who's the chump? Who's going to chump? Bolas is the chump. Okay, we let that happen, and then we just pass the turn. Hold up Benevolent Blessing. We don't have to worry about their red spells anymore, but they do still have some very strong blue spells. If we get a chance to resolve Benevolent Blessing pro blue, we are absolutely going to take that, and I think that that kind of move would win the game. But opponent's probably going to be smart about it. We know they have counterspell, so there's no reason they should tap down. And in that case, we'll just keep on smashing with our 5/9. First strike, Vigilance. I do kind of appreciate the way this deck can sit back on its laurels. Once it is able to put together its hero, you can generally just sit there and protect it and attack with it turn after turn after turn. It's one of the reasons why I really liked Lifelink in this deck. Putting that onto one of your creatures allows you to win almost any race. Not interested in throwing my Benevolent Bodyguard under the bus. Although, if we could get them to counter the Benevolent Bodyguard, we could put the Benevolent Blessing onto the Trailblazer. Okay, perfect. Let's pass again. Okay, they're going to Lightning Bolt the Bodyguard. Fine. We could give the Trailblazer pro blue, but like, what is that going to do, honestly? If at any point they tap out, we have Blessing, so... Alright, let's see what they do with the Ponder. Hey, handsome. You want to be my hero? Yeah, we got the heroic thing going on. Holding on to Benevolent Blessing and seeing if our opponent will blink. We know they have a counterspell in hand. Okay, they're tapping down. This could be it. I think they really needed to hold up that second land. How are you gonna counter Benevolent Blessing with 1 mana? You should have waited one more turn. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Okay, finally we can hit 6. Okay, that's fair. Don't know that anyone would be playing in main, but that is how they do it. We have no way to target the Trailblazer, unfortunately, so we're just going to have to attack. Anyways, we're going to win in one more turn. They only have 1 mana up. Let's see here. Is it possible for them to kill the Trailblazer? I don't think so. They don't have Edict effects in blue. Nice. Okay, so we're playing against blue-red. We're going to want Sacred Cat, for sure. We want more creatures. Benevolent Bodyguard, very good in this matchup. Akroan Skyguard, not as good. We can take one of those out. We're going to want Hallow, because we're playing against Skred. Imagine hollowing a Skred. Seems good. And then we're going to trim down on some of the cards that aren't benevolent. We could probably actually get rid of the Journey to Nowhere. Just wondering what kind of threats opponent could have. They might have the Stormbound Geist, which can block Akroan Skyguard. I don't think they would bring that in for us, though. I really like the Sentinel's Eyes in this matchup because I can cast it from the graveyard. Get rid of Cartouche, and then either Hyena Umbra or Ethereal Armor. I think Ethereal Armor is slightly better. If we get an Ethereal Armor onto our creature, they're probably not going to be killed by their red spells anyways, just because the toughness that Ethereal Armor can give. Alright, I'm going to go with this. Alright, starting game 2 of match 3. Alright, so we're getting pretty much one of the 7s that we expect. Now this is a good 6. This is a really good 6. The problem here is really, what do we throw away? I think we get rid of the Stave Off and keep the Ethereal Armor Benevolent Blessing. Because we have the Bodyguard. Let's see here. 2 cards to the bottom. And we get Hyena Umbra. Okay, cool. Let's play the Bodyguard. What we're really hoping to avoid here is Counterspell. So if they have untapped land and just pass the turn, we might not be able to play the Seeker of the Way. Okay, they're tapping. Wonderful. So that means we can definitely play the Seeker of the Way, but they could just get Mount and kill Bodyguard? No, they don't kill Bodyguard. This is really good for us. I don't know what it could mean for them, though. Did they mulligan? I wasn't paying attention to them. They did. Okay. They mulligan to 5. Okay. So you're saying there's a chance. Yeah, they got the attack. No surprise there. We'll play the Seeker of the Way and pass. We might as well attack with Benevolent Bodyguard. We aren't going to block with it. And we're going to have to be careful about our shortcuts here. We need, even though we're tapped out, we need to play slow because we have the Bodyguard to protect the Seeker of the Way. If we can get that Benevolent Blessing down on blue, we're going to be feeling pretty good. But Seeker of the Way is not like a heroic creature. So it's not going to be getting buffs every time we play a spell. Or rather, it does get the buffs when we play the spell, but they aren't permanent counters. So Seeker of the Way is definitely one of our worse aggressive creatures. Okay, so they're Brainstorm locked. And they are passing with 2 mana up, so they have counter magic available. What I do from here is going to be highly dependent on if I draw a land. I might actually end up doing nothing. Stave Off. That changes things. With the Stave Off, I want to cast spells. I think I start with Cartouche of Solidarity. And then if they... Okay, so what if they cast... Spell Stutter Sprite? They probably have it. So maybe I start with Hyena Umbra instead. And see if they counter that one. Maybe Umbra is better than Cartouche. Or maybe I just attack and hold up Benevolent Blessing. I just really hate playing into Spell Stutter Sprite. Oh, they're doing something. Okay, they got Scred. Let's Stave Off. Oh, I was thinking about Hallow. We could give it Benevolent Blessing on red, but then we don't have the mana to stave off for blue. So they would be able to tap it or something. We could sacrifice the Benevolent Bodyguard, give it pro red. But then we don't really have any other plays. I really don't want a Benevolent Blessing red. Maybe I just stave off and then put Umbra on it, Hyena Umbra. Ooh, Spell Pierced. Look at that. Okay, we have no more spells to play, so if we want to save the Seeker of the Way, we have to give it pro-red with the Benevolent Bodyguard. I'm into that. And then we'll put the Hyena Umbra on it to protect it from further destruction. Give it first strike. Make it good in a fight. Oh, right. That's me. Almost there, handsome. The way these matches are going this league, you might get it. You'll probably get it this league. Yeah, you're only missing 400. Oh, and I got something else special to open as well. I think that I get them every week, but I haven't really done research on how they pop up. We get reward packs for playing in events on Modo that just pop into our account at random. So I've got a few of those that have appeared in my account. Okay, so they're getting rid of the Hyena Umbra. And they have 2 mana up for a Spellstutter Sprite. Well, no promises, but the last one that I opened had Stoneforge Mystic. Alright, we're going to start with Sacred Cat, see what happens. If the opponent blinks, we'll play Cartouche of Solidarity. Okay, no blink. They were actually quite fast there. I don't know if they have anything. I kind of want to play the Cartouche onto the cat, just so we don't necessarily lose it if we lose the Seeker of the Way. Okay, cool. Can put Ethereal Armor onto the Seeker of the Way next turn, depending on how the opponent taps down. Oh no, Swirling Sandstorm. Okay. That's a pain. That's a reason to give things pro-red right there. Opponent with 1 card left in hand. So we can get the Sacred Cat. I mean, for sure we want the Sacred Cat. There's no doubt about that. Do we want to put Benevolent Blessing on it now? I don't think we do. I think we just hold a Benevolent Blessing. The question is, like, we can't really put Ethereal Armor onto the creature if we want to hold up the Blessing. And then if we let the opponent untap, now they have access to Spellstutter Sprite again. So now the Ethereal Armor isn't as good as it could have been. Alright, but they want to attack. Okay, we'll pass. We just don't want to play into their counterspells. And this is a race that we're winning. Okay, that makes more sense. They don't want to attack this time. Let's play the Ethereal Armor. Okay, they have Electrickery, so we can play the Benevolent Blessing in response. And hope they don't have Spellstutter Sprite. It works. Okay, we have to give it Pro Red. Nice. Still a chance. Opponent at 1 card in hand, but basically any removal... No, it's Pro Red. So they specifically need Fall from Favor. You learned how to open bananas now. So you hold the banana from the handle, and then you open it from the nub. Do they have Fall from Favor? They do. Best card against us right here. Our creature was Pro Red, so they have the blue answer. Pinch the nub. That's right. Really looking for another protection from spell to untap our creature here. And we get land off the top. Come on, deck. Yeah, exactly. You figure, you know, monkeys have been opening bananas for a long time. They would know how to do it, right? Deftblade Elite. Okay, that resolved. They probably just have red removal spell for it. Or maybe they're just not worried about it. Okay, there it goes. Deftblade Elite's ability only prevents combat damage, so we're not able to stop it from being bolted. Trailblazer, blah. No reason for them to counter that. It's just an 0-4. They have 5 cards in hand now. The Monarch has been doing a ton of work for our opponent. We're just going to have to sit back on our heels until we find a way to get that Fall from Favor off. Monarchy buries anybody. If the opponent has Monarch for 3 or 4 turns, they're going to win the game. It's very similar to having a Dark Confidant on the board. Okay, they have another Swirling Sandstorm, which does 5 damage to all creatures without flying. Okay, they went ahead and gave themselves a 1-for-2. Ooh, we got Benevolent Blessing and they're tapped out. I think we win. We're going to cast this right now. While they're tapped out, give it Pro Blue. Go ahead. Our creature has protection from your deck. What are you going to do? I mean, that seems like the thing to do. My Sacred Cat, which has lifelink, has protection from your deck. You cannot race it. You cannot kill it. They could have Echoing Truth. And they could Echoing Truth the Benevolent Blessings. All right, Team Red MTG, right there along with me. You know what's up. Curfew. Each player returns a creature they control to its owner's hand. Well, there you go. That's even better than Echoing Truth. And I don't even get the creature because it's a token. So I thought that I won the game, and opponent showed me I was wrong. Yeah, no kidding. That was whew, really, really strong from the opponent there. Makes sense that they would have that card. Bogles is very popular along with Heroic. So you would want to have an answer, something like that. Stave Off, doing no good here. Need another creature. And they have 7 cards in hand. So this game is basically over. That secondary Benevolent Blessing would have allowed me to take it, but didn't turn out that way. And at this point, I'm pretty sure I'm just toast. We're just going to be hitting 6 a bunch. See what the opponent has in store for us. Run down their clock a little bit, but we've lost this one. Blue Innocent Blood, basically, yeah. And I mean, if you're using Curfew to return a Spellstutter Sprite, it's better. Yeah, Curfew seems really good with Spellstutter Sprite. It's even an instant, too. Damn. Yeah. That's something fairly common in Pauper in general. If you want to play a creature in Pauper, it should probably have an ETB or have some other reason that it's extremely good, like Gurmag Angler, for example. Playing a 5/5 for a single black mana. Okay, that's fine. Ninja the Deep Hours, when it hits, you draw a card. Good enough. Okay, they have another Curfew. And they're building out their board here. Peel from Reality. Someone want to put that one up in the chat? Oh, nice. So you get to choose which cards. Okay, cool. Yeah, that seems good. Of course, it wouldn't have been as good in this situation or against Bogles, but definitely a great card, especially when you're returning Spellstutter Sprite or any card with an ETB effect, really. Yeah. Bouncing Spellstutter is great. I know, right? Like, what the heck, even? Have no creatures, start drawing lands and auras. Okay, well, I don't think that we're really going to change anything as far as boarding goes. I think we're still in the best 60. A lot of lands, and we don't really have any good creatures. But one of the lands is Secluded Steppe, which is going to allow us to redraw. And our 2 spells are amazing. I'm going to keep this one. Not super happy with it, but I'm going to keep it. Okay, our opponent is mulliganing. Okay, only to 6. We already have. I might have wanted to cycle the Secluded Steppe here first. That would have been the better play. I could end up finding something really nice off the top that I would have wanted to equip onto the Deftblade Elite, like Sentinel's Eyes, for example. Yeah, work is nuts right now. There's barely anywhere to put anything, honestly. The warehouse floor is just stacked and stacked and stacked with parcels. Oh, I believe that. Damn. 40 minutes on a call, jeez. All right, we're going to cast Sentinel's Eyes because we can recast it if they counter it. Okay, they're going for Lightning Bolt. So we could give the Deftblade Elite Pro Red. I don't think that's too bad, actually. Red is going to be their big way to deal with our creatures early on. We can just start attacking for 2. Two Deftblade Elite beats most of their guys. If we can get up to 3/3, we'll be laughing. Okay, do they have the Fall from Favor? Okay, we have Stave Off, but unfortunately we're tapped out. So we're going to have to wait. Would have been really nice to take the Monarch back right away. But we are going to cast the Stave Off now so that they cannot counter it when they untap. Pro Blue. Deftblade Elite is almost charged up. Just need the Ethereal Armor on it, and it'll be doing pretty well. The Pro Red is excellent in this matchup, though. It doesn't protect us from Fall from Favor or Curfew, but it protects us from just about everything else. Would really like to get another creature down so that we can protect ourselves from Curfew. But it is what it is. Is this another Fall from Favor? Yep. Okay. We're going to Stave Off again. Oh, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Perfect card. Cartouche. We get a token which protects us from Curfew. Although they will just be able to kill the token and then cast Curfew afterwards. But at least it insulates us a little bit. And we get to draw a card with the Monarch. Akroan Skyguard, not bad. Opponent really has just like everything, though. Lightning Bolt, Fall from Favor, Whirling Sandstorm, Curfew. They are really set up to beat our type of deck. Heroic and Boggles. But for a deck that's really built to prey on a deck like ours, I'd say we're putting up a really good fight. They choose not to shuffle, so they got some good cards going. All right, what's this going to be? Echoing Truth on the Deftblade Elite. Okay. So we lose basically everything off that, but we can recast Sentinel's Eyes. And we get to keep the Monarch, which is pretty cool. So we'll play Skyguard. Because that cannot be sprited. Let's see if we can put Sentinel's Eyes onto it. Okay, let's move in for combat now. Attack with our Vigilant Warrior. I think that if they had Spellstutter Sprite, they probably would have wanted to play it. Countering Sentinel's Eyes, though, seems really, really bad. Yeah, If I play Hyena Umbra onto the Skyguard, then I could be blown out by Lightning Bolt. Okay, we're good. They got the Spellstutter Sprite. We can put the Umbra onto the Skyguard now. So we have a blocker for the Spellstutter Sprite. But yeah, Scred is going to hit it, take the Hyena Umbra off, and then they can Scred again. So yeah, double Scred. They get rid of the Skyguard and the Hyena Umbra, and they get to take the Monarch back. Pretty good turn from the opponent. Oh, they're going for a Ninja. Okay, so they're going to be able to draw 2 cards. Opponent is going to start burying us in card advantage very soon. And they managed to get the land there, so they have Spellstutter Sprite up again. Damn. Hyena Umbra. Alright, let's start with Sentinel's Eyes. Okay, here's the Spellstutter Sprite. They're going to want to block. I'm just wondering how I want to play my spells, because I could put everything onto the Trailblazer here now that they're tapped out and make a really big threat with that. I'm just wondering if I want to try and trade with the Spellstutter Sprite, because they would absolutely take that trade. They would probably even chump with it. Got the double Vigilance Warrior here. All right, so how are they going to scry? One top, one bottom. They have 2 cards in hand. Oh, Augur of Bolas is going to draw them that card they put on top. They have the Curfew. So that's going to be able to get one of our creatures off the board. And no attacks. Okay. Sacred Cat. Guess we'll put one of those down. Sacred Cat's pretty good versus Spellstutter Sprite. Okay, they're going to cast the Curfew in response. Right. I think that we just get rid of the Warrior here. We have the Sentinel's Eyes to recast. Do they get rid of Ninja of Deep Hours or Augur of Bolas? Augur of Bolas. Okay, that makes sense. Let's go ahead and put the Sentinel's Eyes onto the Trailblazer. very least, make it a 3/7. Okay, it works. It's vigilance. Let's attack. And we have nothing else to do. We're going to hit 6. Okay, looks like they're going to chump with Ninja. Do they have a Scred to back that up? Nope. Oh, we had first strike anyways, so Scred wouldn't have been doing anything. Okay. Attacking for 1, might as well. Oh, they have another Ninja. Okay, that lets them replay the Fairy to block with. And draw a bunch of cards. They're also drawing cards with the Monarch. So they are burying us in card advantage. And we don't actually have any protection for our creatures here. That is one of my my possible outs, is the clock. I have more life than the opponent. They aren't really clocking us. But things can turn around quite quickly. They've revealed 2 lightning bolts. Ooh, Ethereal Armor. You're tapped out, you say? Don't mind if I do. But they can just chump it, right? So I don't know if it was really worthwhile to play the Ethereal Armor there. Because of curfew. But they've already played the one that we knew about. They have, I believe, 1 lightning bolt left in hand, as far as cards we know. Oh, fall from favor. Okay. No more attacks. They have just over 3 minutes left. And we drop planes off the top. We'll hit 6. Oh, shoot. Shoot, 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 shoot. Oh, I forgot to play the Sacred Cat. Damn it. Was supposed to play Sacred Cat there. Alright, so 1 top, 1 bottom, and then they preordain. So they're going to be able to keep one of those cards. 1 top, 1 bottom, and they draw it. So they have something good in hand. And yeah, they're just drawing an enormous amount of cards here. Sentinel's Eyes isn't really going to do very much. Let's play the cat. And it works. Okay. Why not put Sentinel's Eyes on it then? Okay, this draws out the Electrickery. And we cannot escape it. But that's really not what we're looking for anyways. We want like a protection from spell. And a lightning bolt at us. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2-turn clock. Looks like opponent's going to finish right on time. But fascinating match. That curfew game too. Whew. Deftblade Elite. Alright, we're dead. Yeah, you don't even need to do anything. You can let that resolve an attack. You'll still win. I mean, they have 3 here, but like anything, right? Any spell? Yeah. They're going to be able to attack in 1:40, so we'll concede. Not a great hand, but we're going to keep it. Bad hand, keep. I would like these 2 planes to be any other card in the deck. Yeah, no kidding, eh? Our opponent is mulliganing. And going at 6. Basic Forest. And what do you got for us? Nettle Sentinel? Nettle Sentinel? Haven't you heard of Cannonade? You didn't even draw an eye patch or parrot on your elf or nothing. Bold. That is bold. Ooh, okay. Plains go. We'll play Skyguard turn 2. Turn 3, we'll play Cartouche of Solidarity and Ethereal Armor and start swinging for massive damage. We're going to be looking to see this turn if the opponent is playing Stompy or Elves. Oh, wow. That sounds like an amazing breakfast. Croissant, cheese, grapes, and orange slices? Yeah, I would eat that. That sounds great. Quirion Ranger. That doesn't tell us anything. Both decks play both these cards. Play something else. Only ate the middle of the croissant? Oh. Lagonna-Band Trailblazer, right on time. Thank you, deck. We're going to play the Skyguard so that we can get an Air Force going. But that does mean we're going to be taking damage from whatever they got going. And if they have a Savage Swipe, then we're in a lot of trouble. Nest Invader. Okay, so we're playing against Stompy for sure. So let's see here. I think that I would like to take a croissant. I would cut it in half, smear it with some melty butter, and then I would take that cheese and some apple slices, throw that into the croissant, and I would have a delicious sandwich. Another Cartouche of Solidarity. Okay, we have 3 mana, so we can make all these plays. We could go Cartouche, Cartouche, Ethereal Armor. We have 2 blockers, and we'd be attacking for huge damage in the sky. Would have really loved one of these to have been a Guardian's Eyes, but this is still really good. Nine in the air. Honestly, don't think the opponent's going to be able to deal with this game. Their main removal spells are Savage Swipe. They won't be able to swipe the Skyguard. It's too big. Sure. They only have 1 land here, so I don't think they're going to be able to do anything too special as far as damage goes. They could sack the spawn and do, they could sack the spawn and go for Hunger the Howlpack, and then we would take 5, 6, 7, go to 9, and then we would know who to block with the warrior on later turns. No, they just do 4. Great. So we get to keep both of our warriors for chump blocks next turn. $12 is a nice, healthy life total, and if we get another aura, we can just straight up kill the opponent from here. Otherwise, we're looking at playing a pair of blockers so that we don't die. Ooh, Ledgewalker. Okay. Well, Ledgewalker doesn't have reach. That would be a surprise. I would be shocked to see Plummet. I ended up tilting Chris Meisner pretty hard, one of our local players, by playing a Plummet. against one of his dragons. This was years back in Standard when we had the Dragons of Tarkir or whatever. Okay, we win. He was mumbling, like, there's no reason that you should have brought that in the sideboard. There's no reason, there's no reason. And I said, like, dude, I know you play dragons. That's the reason. It's got big hands. Anyway. No dragons to fear here. So, we're playing against Stompy. We have Fragmentize, which I don't think is too great. It would hit Elephant Guide, for example, but Rancor would just go back to their hand. Celestial Flare seems really good. Gut Shot seems quite good, though, and Journey to Nowhere. So we can just really, like, load up on removal. And then, what do we take out? We can take out some Stave Off. Actually, Stave Off is interesting. Because we could target the opponent's creature with Stave Off, and that would cancel a Rancor. Exactly. Give him Shroud. What time are we at? 9:30. Got about an hour left for smoothie time. Might be able to make it. Gotta take 4 more cards out. I like the Deftblade Elite. Smoothie time. Yeah, one of my roommates works from home, and they do tech services through the phone. So I don't want to be running the smoothie while they're working. The blender, rather. I have a blend tech, and it is loud. Okay, we got 2 lands. We got creatures. We'll keep. Celestial Flare is super nice. All right. Doesn't hurt to be understanding of the people that you're living with. And maybe that means that my roommate won't run the washer dryer while I'm sleeping. Alright, what do they got? Quirion Ranger, turn 1 play. Very strong play from the opponent. Do we get a 1-drop off the top? We do! Thank you, deck. How'd you know? That's just what I wanted. Deftblade Elite is really strong here with Hyena Umbra. We're going to be able to start picking their creatures off. We're in a house. 1/2 of a duplex. Ooh, this is really good from the opponent. That really kind of cuts out our Hyena Umbra plan. Oh my god, another Burning Tree Emissary. Opponent has a really good hand. Oh, wow. Alright, at least we're not taking the damage from Savage Swipe Burning Tree. We're just losing the creature. That could have gone a lot worse. We're going to play Akroan Skyguard here. We're not going to bother keeping up mana for Celestial Flare yet. We want to get a creature out and put Hyena Umbra on it so we can start blocking. Ooh, Gut Shot. Don't mind if I do. Gut Shot super good here. Quirion Ranger is what's giving them the mana. So they might be stuck at 1 land here for a little while. Oh, no, they got the second forest. Okay. Gut Shot was late. One of those Celestial Flares have been Gut Shot. This would be a very different game. Pit Skulk. And Rancor. Okay, that's pretty good. Ooh, Ethereal Armor. Okay. Ooh, that's true too. Wasn't even thinking of that. Let's see here. So if we do nothing, we can Celestial Flare, and that just gets rid of one of their 2s. I don't think that's good enough. But if we put the auras onto our creature here, we have enough power and toughness to actually block their Pit Skulk. So maybe we just make the 6/6 and pass the turn, because we cannot race them, but we can block them advantageously. Okay, yeah, we can block that too. Oh yeah, Sentinel's Eyes would be the perfect card. Nope, just Seeker of the Way. I think that I want to play the Seeker of the Way. I don't think that Celestial Flare is going to get cast. I don't think they're going to attack yet. So I'd rather use my mana. Okay, we'll just play another Skyguard and pass. We could attack with Seeker of the Way, but might as well wait. Another thing, actually, Celestial Flare will make the opponent block or sacrifice a blocking creature. So that could be interesting. Ooh, Benevolent Bodyguard. That's cool. And we'll pass again. Okay. There it is, Sentinel's Eyes. We found it. Not sure that we attack with a Seeker of the Way, though. I don't think the blocks for the opponent would just be too good. They could sacrifice one Burning Tree Emissary, get rid of our Seeker of the Way. I mean, we would gain 3 life, but we have the Skyguard going anyway. It's a threat that they're going to have a very difficult time dealing with. We win. Okay, no creatures. We're going to mull. No lands. We're going to mull. We have a land. We have a creature. Not a good hand. Alright, so we keep the land. We keep the creature. I want to keep Hyena Umbra. They learned that from Mom. Put 2 cards in the bottom. So I think I'm going to keep all of my 1-drops here, get rid of Benevolent Blessing and a double of Hyena Umbra. Opponent keeping at 7. And starting with an Evolving Wilds, so we really have no idea what they're doing yet. Land or Trailblazer, please. You got a deck idea? Well, tell me. Janky Brew V2 is about to get some testing. Are we playing against each other? Is that what's going on? Starts with spell lands. Okay. Does it only play spell lands? Then it has unexpected results. Oh, neat. That's a lot of value. Okay, we're going to kill that fairy. Maybe we won't. That lightning bolt is really scary. Benevolent Bodyguard. Alright, let's see if they have the bolt. We're playing from way behind anyway. That's fair. I remember when I first started getting into Moto, I bought Stompy in Pauper because it was a good deck and it was cheap. This was years ago, mind, so things have changed with the release of Cannonade. But yeah, I just played with Stompy in leagues over. It wasn't leagues back then. What was it? We had like tournaments or something. Oh, Secluded Steppe off the top. My reverie was interrupted. I remember we had leagues like recently, but I'm talking several years ago. I'm pretty sure leagues are something kind of recent. They used to run events that would happen. So it would be very similar to real life Magic tournaments. In the sense you would have pairings and the rounds would be timed. Only got into Moto about 2 weeks ago. Okay. Just in time for the big glitch fest that happened. Seemed like everything is sounds like qualifiers. Yeah, it was something very similar to that. Fortunately, it seems like most of the glitches have been ironed out, at least any that I have been experiencing. Wow. Opponent is just taking us to class. Okay, that makes sense. So yeah, I started with Stompy, had a really good time with that, started making some money with that, got tickets, then made Mono Black Control, played that a bunch, did not win, did not make tickets because Mono Black is a bad deck, but it's one of my favorite decks. I have a lot of fun playing it. Yeah, there's a lot of downtime. You're right. That's the reason that I love leagues. The difference is night and day. I don't want to wait 30 minutes between matches. I want to play the next match right away. If I'm playing on Moto, like, that's the big advantage it has over paper. That and learning how Magic actually works. Mono Black is okay-ish. It's a lot of fun. I love playing the deck. But there are a lot of better decks in Pauper. Alright, so we're playing the Izzet matchup again. Ugh. Bring in the Sacred Cats and the Hallows. Pack Rats and Gary. Oh, yeah. That was fantastic. I loved that standard so much. Played Mono Black Devotion for months and months and months. And then switched over to this Golgari brew that I made, which had Pack Rat, Abrupt Decay, Scavenging Ooze, Deathrite Shaman, and Bile, I think it was called Bile Blight. Amazing deck. Had so much fun with it. Killing Wave. Cool. Sweet. Okay. Opponent's taking a little while to submit their sideboard. Guess they don't know that I'm on a clock. If I want my smoothie, gotta finish. Alright, here we go. Terrible hand. Let's mull. This is much better. We can keep this, throw away a land. This is a good hand. Oh, yeah. Jace Architect of Thought, ultimate. Play their best card, get another Jace. I think there's a combo with that card, right? And, what's the name of that card? Doubling Season? I've seen Architect of Thought ultimate the turn it came into play. There you go. So that just like combos right there. You just take all the cards out of the opponent's deck besides their lands. Is that how that works? Okay, so they have Skred ready to go. We're going to attack for 1, then play Seeker of the Way. And then depending on how they react to that, we have access to either Hyena Umbra, Sentinel's Eyes, or Benevolent Blessing next turn. Alright, so we're on game 2 of match 5. Our opponent just crushed us game 1. This is a difficult matchup, but we do have a lot of good cards for this match. Should tell opponent you don't like curfews. That's a pretty good one. I don't want to give them any ideas though. Oh, I don't like curfews. I was playing against another opponent. They told me my cards had to go to bed. I just scooped them up instead. Okay, let's play Seeker of the Way Pass. Okay, 2 mana. It looks like they're killing the Seeker. Oh, almost there. You should be able to get it by the time we finish, I think. Okay, cool, cool, cool. Really? You know, I've never tried that. I'm going to want to put, I think, Benevolent Blessing on the Sacred Cat, give it protection from red so that they can't kill it. Or maybe just the Hyena Umbra Sentinel's Eyes will be enough. I have had a couple friends ask that at times, and I've definitely asked for splits. Actually, now that I think about it, there have been a couple occasions where I've asked an opponent to concede, and they actually have. But those were very, very unique occasions. Not a curfew. This fall from favor? Yep. What do we get off the top? Sentinel's Eyes. Okay. Give it Pro Blue. And put the eyes on it so that it doesn't die to lightning bolt. Many favors. Well, fall from favor isn't going to work anymore. They're going to need snow-covered land, scred. So snow-covered mountain, double scred would work. I mean, curfew, obviously. Plains, huh? All right, let's just attack. Would your roommate make a smoothie for you? I wouldn't trust them to touch my blend tech. If it isn't Chuck Norris, the answer is yes. Okay, so they're going to take the Monarch back. It is what it is. Creature does have 1 protection from Scred with the Hyena Umbra. If we can get the Benevolent Bodyguard down, we'll have a little bit more protection. If we could find a secondary Blessing, that would be nice. Give it pro red, pro blue. Protection from their deck, except for Curfew. As is, there's quite a bit of recursion going on this stack of cards here. The Sentinel's Eyes can both be replayed from the graveyard. We have Hyena Umbra, which protects our dude. Alright, unfortunately they have 2 mana up, so we have to choose if we want Cartouche of Solidarity or Benevolent Bodyguard to resolve. I would rather have the Bodyguard resolve, so that we can protect the cat from another red spell. So we'll play this Cartouche first. I'm sure they'll counter this, if they have a counterspell. Oh, they don't. Okay, so they're playing patiently. Smart. Smart opponent. If they have another Scred, our Sacred Cat is just about dead. I think we still want to play the Benevolent Bodyguard here. It takes the Spellstutter Sprite out of the opponent's hand, and if we draw a card with the Monarch here that we want to cast, we're just going to put a stop on the end step here so that we can cast it. Oh, we don't get it. Okay. I hear you, Dr. Sachs. It's generally with friends that I would make that kind of offer with, or that kind of request. I think that, or rather I used to think that Magic was quite unique in the sense that a lot of tournaments end with kind of like negotiations. Ooh, okay, that's not bad at all. I like the Hallow. But I found out later that actually quite a few other tournaments will end with people drawing. Poker and chess, actually. That's fair. Okay, I forgot to put the stop on the end step there, but opponent wasn't tapped out, so no harm, no foul. Okay, looking for, let's see here, what? No card with Augur of Bolas. Play Fairy Seer. They're at 4. We have a pro-blue creature with 4 power. Looks like they're passing. Okay, they attack with flyers. So they will get the Monarch. Okay, they draw a card. We get our turn. Okay. I think we play the Bodyguard pre-combat. And then we have Hallow if they have Scred. Okay, that's fine. Nice. Okay. One more game to go. However which way it goes, this is the final game coming up. And I've got about 40 minutes, so that's plenty of time. Oh, this hand is good. This hand is really good. We are on the draw, so opponent's going to have plenty of opportunities to counter our stuff, but having no fairy turn 1 is pretty good for us, and playing the Trailblazer turn 1 is also very, very strong, because they're not going to be able to scred it for several turns, and we're going to be able to put Ethereal Armor, Cartouche of Solidarity onto it. You want to redeem now? Can you wait till the end of the game? If you gotta go, we'll redeem it now. Alright, I want to play the Cartouche Ethereal Armor here while I still have the opportunity. Okay, cool. The other option here is to play the Seeker of the Way, but I think Seeker is just too vulnerable. I don't like the 2 Hallows. One is fine. I would like the other one to be something else, but no such luck there. Yeah, I'm going to get these 1-drops out while the opponent is tapped out, so I don't have to worry about Spell Stutter Sprite. And we'll just attack for a lot of damage. Okay, got to smack him for 5. Don't really intend on blocking here, no attacks. And fall from favor. Womp womp. Okay, we have nothing to give protection, that's why these hollows aren't that great here. Let's see here, do we play the Skyguard or the Seeker of the Way? Let's play the Seeker. Opponent already drawing their second card with a Monarch. We cannot untap the Trailblazer, but we're going to get an attack this turn. Not a great attack, but... Oh, here's a Lightning Bolt. Okay, let's hollow that. Looks like a Spell Stutter Sprite. Nope, we just get to gain the life. Cool. We get Sentinel's Eyes off the top. They kind of showed us that they might have a Spell Stutter Sprite by tapping their lands like that. I'm not sure I want to play Sentinel's Eyes right now. I think I'd rather just attack and then play Skyguard second main. Come on, give us that Monarch. Nice. Oh, straight up counterspell. Nice looking one too. Look at that. Beauty. Okay, we got our 4th land. Thank you, deck. We don't need any more lands after that. Okay, here's a Scred. Kills our Seeker, and they get to take the Monarch back. Too bad we were tapped out. Oh, a ninja. So they're going to draw a ton of cards. Okay, they're back up to 6 cards in hand. But they are tapped out. Problem is we really have nothing to do. We could put Cartouche onto the Trailblazer, so we get a 1/1. We could put Sentinel's Eyes onto it, but like that's lame. We got nothing going. Haven't found any of our protection from cards. We're running 12 of them. Okay, they get to draw another card from Ninja and the Monarch. So they draw 3 cards this turn. Would have been 4 if they hit it with the Augur, but they missed. Trailblazer, that's a card. Let's hope they don't have the counterspell for it. Okay, no counterspell, nice. Okay, Scred, we'll hollow that. Gain 5 life. Second Hallow, working out for us there. And we'll put Sentinel's Eyes on it as well. Alright, we're done here. Pass back. We got a 4/8, First Strike Vigilance. But if they have another Fall from Favor, womp womp. I mean, they did have a ton of cards in hand, so it is what it is. We're going to let them draw the card. We could have thrown the Warrior in front of it, but it's not like we get to keep the Monarch or anything. And we get Plains off the top. So something I was thinking that Hallow seems really strong against Swirling Sandstorm. Oh, that's a cool one. Kind of like a Deflecting Palm. Yeah. So it seems like Deflecting Palm is maybe a combination of the 2 of them. Because I think Palm just says any source that would deal you damage. Trailblazer, woo! Let's cast it. Oh, you got me. Oh, cool. Yeah, that seems really strong. And Lightning Bolt in hand. They bolt the Warrior. Okay. Deftblade Elite. Deck is supposed to be good versus Fall from Favor, but these fairy decks are really difficult to deal with. Spellstutter Sprite counters just about every card in my deck. We did have a very, very interesting match 1. So you want to check that out. That was an amazingly back and forth game, and Patience really won the day on that one. but I don't think that any amount of patience or whatever is going to be able to get us back into this game. We are well too far behind. This is what's known as garbage time. So we're just going to see what we draw here, and then we're going to concede. Sentinel's Eyes. All right. So that's the league.